today we have Vaibhav Pandey from Wheaton College. He is our scholar to Wheaton College from 2018, and this year he has graduated, and we are going to have amazing conversation with him. Firstly, I would like to invite Vaibhav and ask him to introduce himself and give us a brief about his 4 years on campus at Wheaton.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Kajol. And going back 4 years, like in January of 2018, literally like not even like 13th January, I remember it's like solidified in my head when I got the scholarship. Like a day before that, a couple of days before that, I had no plans. I had no plans to come to America to study. I had no idea how the education system used to work. Coming from like an ICSE school, and like it's completely different. The American education system is completely different. So I came from a very small town called Jamshedpur, Jharkhand, wherein like I came from a school called Hilltop School, and it's a private school in Jamshedpur, and I believe and I think if you look at the stats, it's the top three schools in Jamshedpur. So I was also proud to graduate from there, and those people really helped me build my personality when I was in like my final years of high school, which actually helped me crack the Next Genius interview and everything. So I'm grateful for Next Genius as well and Hilltop as well. So that's what like my introduction is, and that's what I was before. But then coming from an ICSE school and being the first and the only ICSE student to ever come to Wheaton College was completely different, and it felt like a proud moment. Like, yeah, I can compete with IB students. I have the capability. I can back then 2018, and that like confidence really helped me come into this college and like start up new things and like just try new things and get to know the culture and the education system and everything, and try to understand college and everything. Yeah.
That is great. So, Vaibhav, did you live on campus for all 4 years, or you were just there for first year? Like, how was your experience on campus? Not just classes, but in general.
Mm-hmm. Right. So technically, I did not even stay in, like I wasn't a college student for 4 years technically because COVID. 1.5 years, almost like 3 semesters I had to spend back home. My whole junior year was ruined, and like when I came back my senior year, I did not know anyone. I only knew one batch lower than me because I was in sophomore year when I left, and I just knew freshmen then, and all the other people above me, like the juniors and seniors, had graduated and everything. So like a lot of us who came back in our senior year felt like, man, this is freshman year all over again. We just know one batch, and we are supposed to graduate in 1 month in a year, and like it's completely different. That my experience was completely different. But apart from that, yes, I lived on campus for the whole 4 years. For technically 1.5 years for the first sophomore years, I used to live in the Meadows East, wherein like it's like a community dorm, and like and it's the biggest dorm on campus. It's right across from me right now. And after that, I moved into a themed house called the International UWC Davis House, wherein like just international students come in together and live and like just share their experiences and culture and everything, food and everything together. So in our house, we had like 11 people, and like 4 or 5 of them from India. Not very diverse, but yeah. Well, the population is high. But apart from that, we had a couple of people from Bangladesh, Turkey, Lebanon, and things like that. So that community really, that experience every day when we came out, there was a girl on like in our house who used to make Morocco. She was from Morocco, and she used to make amazing tea every day. So all of us, like, she used to text on the group tea. And everybody used to come out from the room running with a cup. Yay, Moroccan tea, Moroccan tea. And it was delicious. So those are the things that like really make you happy and keeps you going for the day. Like I used to make golgappa some days, pani puri, samosas, pakoris. Like when it's raining, I used to make pakoris for everyone in the house, call like all my friends over. And like that theme house itself is like our theme house was like an open space. We almost had it, like the doors were almost open 24/7, but we had to close it that night for security. But other than that, like anybody on campus could walk in and talk to us. So that's how the campus life on Wheaton is, like very open and very understanding and like very accepting. And we also used to host a lot of events on our backyard. We hosted like understand yourself, realize yourself, and things like that. Poetry writing, like poetry writing event, workshop, and things like that, wherein you realize yourself and like help yourself and things like that. We also hosted a potluck dinner wherein everybody bought in, like whole campus bought in food and things like that. So the campus experience was really good. Like in the first 1.5 years, me and my like best friend, both of us started a cricket club on campus, wherein like we used to go in and like into the indoor stadium and we used to practice. We had like 15 people. We had like a couple of foreigners as well, other than Desi people. That was really amazing. And towards the end of this, like my senior year, we also like hosted Holi, because like for the past 2 years we could, due to COVID, we couldn't host Holi, but and this time it was a blast. We like got colors and everything. We got food, so much food. Like that experience was amazing. And then we also hosted Diwali the previous semester. So like I was involved in a lot of things on campus. I was like the social media head and like the operations manager of SAS, of the South Asian Student Initiative, which hosts Holi and like Diwali on campus. And I was also the social media head for like UW, for the UWC house. So that really like I was very connected to the campus. I tried to understand what the campus wants on social media. I created like trailers for Holi and like things that were not done before on that particular Instagram page and like by the club and things like that. We tried to do new things. We got slides for the Holi. We got like a big pool wherein we push people. But it was all right, but it was fun. That's what the whole campus life is about. And then like the freshman year when I came in, like within 6 months, I was like, I need to learn a skill that is very specific to America, that is very American culture. So I learned skateboarding. I started playing rugby, and that was really fun. Like getting to know people on that level, and then just going out with them, going to different like away games, and like just experience. That whole experience was really amazing, and that grew me a lot. And I can't really thank Next Genius enough for giving me all these opportunities. I don't know. I can't thank it enough.
You really deserve it, Vaibhav. All the scholars, including you, are really scholars who deserve to be there, and we are so proud, and I'm so happy to hear this entire story of yours on campus. It really makes me feel, if I was a part of it. So I'm sure the students who are going to listen to it are going to be very eager to be part of such amazing community. So you talked about like being an international student, still it was very easy for you to make friends. Like not easy, but you still made friends. So how it is with professors? How do you connect with them? How friendly or how approachable they are? Like how it is with studies?
Like I would say it's very similar to like making friends and being friends with the professor. Like you have to have that like line wherein there are the professors. You need to understand your language, the way you're speaking. But you can really talk to the professors about your emotions as well, other than academics. Wherein like if you're going through stuff and if you need help, you can even talk to the professor. Like towards the end of senior year, I had some financial problems, so I emailed my professors, one of the professors, and I told them that like I have some financial problems and like the assignments will take a couple of more time because I had to work in extra hours to pay off my fees and everything. So like he understood, and like he gave me like a couple of days extension, and I wasn't penalized anyway or such. And that was like a very prime example. And other than that, like whenever like since day one in freshman year, I told myself that if I don't understand a topic any day in class, I would go to the professor and ask. That was something that I lacked before, but I wanted to add that into my personality, and I think that really helped me grow a lot. So like the professors are very approachable. Like you can even stop the class, like raise your hand, like as usual. But even after class, they host like office hours on this, separate days wherein like you can come, like individually, you can come into their office, sit down for half an hour, 45 minutes, however much time you want, and get the doubts cleared, get all the things cleared. If you didn't score well in a test, you can go sit in front of the professors, and they can like actually discuss it question by question and wherein you made a mistake, and there are things like that. And one of my favorite professors on campus is my math professor, and his whole approach to like teaching math is not to like exams. He gives exams like the last question would carry like a 5 mark bonus, and the question would be like, what's your favorite color in the world, why do you like it, and things like that. So like it makes you think. Like, have you ever like in exam? Imagine sitting in an exam and going through all the 15 questions, difficult questions, and the last question pops up. What is your favorite color and why do you like it? That makes you think in a different manner. Okay, I like black, but why do I like black? I have to explain it. And sometimes I did it mathematically and things like that, and the professors like it and things like that. So like even his exams and everything, like fresh, like in the beginning of the semester, he gives certain questions wherein he repeats the questions sometimes, so that like if to understand if you understood or not. And like that was math. Other than that, business, like I have a professor called named Professor Chapman. He is the guy to come to at Wheaton. Like if you're coming to Wheaton, you have to come for him. He is the best guy. Like I would just introduce him by saying that he has a blue tick on Twitter, and Barack Obama, Gordon Ramsay, and celebrities like similar to them follow him. So he's a big marketing head, big everything, and like he was my favorite professors. And I do believe I was also one of his favorite students, because in every class I used to raise my hand, talk to him, and after every class, and we even like exchange emails. I even like send him Instagram messages. Like sometimes I post a story and things like that. Even he reacts. So it's a very like a friendly situation wherein you feel comfortable and you don't feel restricted on asking like what will the professor think about me, or what will the other students think about me. And even during class, like the math class, I forgot to mention that even during class we are given like problems to solve on the board. Like we used to solve in like 5th grade and 6th grade, and you don't have to solve it alone. You have to solve it with a friend, and like if the friend is like give the chalk to the friend, like try to solve one question each, and like if whoever is coming to like a problem, like the other person can help, and then so on and so forth. So it's a very like community building and like growing together, not growing individually. There are no rankings in class. You're not given ranks. You are individually scored and everything. There are curves and things like that. But other than that, it's all about growing together. And like towards the end of the maths classes, the professor was very proud to mention that a lot of people like who were not performing well in the beginning improved a lot and things like that. So those things really give you the confidence for life, that if you really want to do something together, and like if you want to succeed in life, you can, and things like that. That's how I translated those things.
That is amazing to know that, it is all about growing together, and even professors are in that particular zone
Mindset.
and mode, that, mindset that they want the children to grow, the students to grow, and not just, make some impression kind of a thing. Like
Exactly.
it's all about growing. Yes, we had a conversation about being an international student, campus. So of course on campus, talk about food. Like how is the food at Wheaton?
Okay, so there's one problem that every uh, student in the world has, college student in the world has, is the mess food, is the food that they get it from the dining hall. Being a pure vegetarian for religious reasons, and since my parents didn't really feed me that, and I have grown into an age wherein I'm very conscious of what I'm eating, so I wouldn't be able to eat meat and things like that. So my options are very limited. If I walk into a sandwich shop, there's a local sandwich shop that opened, and their like USP is they have like 56 different sandwiches. I was excited to go there. I walked in, I saw the list, I couldn't find a vegetarian sandwich. The last one vegetarian sandwich. So like I don't really have a lot of options here as a vegetarian. But apart from that, the food is food is nice. Food is very good, and you have a lot of options. And again, like it's a cultural shock, it's a cultural change. Like you won't get the same level of spiciness, and you won't get the same level of like palate. Like you won't feel it. Like even if you order a pizza, it will be just a cheese pizza for a vegetarian person, or like maybe they'll put some jalapenos or veggies on it, something like that. You do get options of adding those things, but like at the end of the day, the palate is not the same as India. So I miss Indian food. So that's why in the freshman year I got off the meal plan. I emailed them and I said that even my parents were not very happy, because like the food was being cooked on the same plate, like same utensils and things like that. So like religiously Hindus, like Brahmins, don't really like that. I don't mind it personally, but like my parents didn't like it. So back home they went to a temple, got it signed, and everything, like from multiple temples, and they sent me the documentations. I showed it to the college and they agreed, and that's why I got off the meal plan. And since then, I have been cooking for myself. I go to Patel Brothers. Recently, like 2 months ago, there's a new Indian store that opened very close by. So, and we can use the college bus to go there free of cost. So I go there to get groceries and everything, all the Indian food, and I bring it back and I like make it by myself from scratch, like rotis and everything, like sabzi, everything from scratch. So that's fun. Like I'm getting better at cooking and everything, and I think my mom is proud when I cook some different things. Like couple of days ago, like 26th, it was her birthday, so I made kheer on her birthday, and it was the first birthday that I am celebrating away from her in 22 years. So it was a different feeling. So yeah, so it's
Yeah.
fun. Cooking for yourself is fun, but yeah, the food can be boring. It can be repetitive, but at the end of the day, you have to consume that food, or you have other options.
Okay, so that's a good skill. You learned cooking, so I guess that's one add-on to your list of skills. So I'm sure, Vaibhav, that you must have had some achievement that is close to your heart, during your college years. Any kind of experience that is close to your heart, which made you think about your personality, yourself, or something kind of. So, if you want to share, please go ahead.
I do have this experience. Like freshman year, I was in this fundamentals of business class again, CC Chapman, a great guy. He was the professor, and like in that particular class, the whole class was understanding the fundamentals of business and the words and things like that. But the whole point, the biggest project of that class was towards the end of the class, you had to come up with a business plan wherein you raise money for a foundation and you donate that money, and you have to raise that money on campus. So in that time, like we came up with different ideas. People make portraits and things like that. People did like services, like we would clean your dorm rooms. That's a very fabulous thing for on a college campus. So I thought I would like get noodles and like Indian drinks. So I got like 4 or 5 different like flavors of Maggi, different spices level, and I got like couple of like fruities, mazas, and drinks like that, which you only get in India and things like that. So I got it, and I sold it, and in like 4 hours, I raised $100 in profit, sheer profit. So that's like $25 an hour. So that moment I realized like even without doing much, I can really help the society and I can give back to everyone. And that's when the entrepreneurial mindset clicked in me. And that's when I went from being a business minded person to an entrepreneurial person, wherein like I think of growth, sustainable growth and things like that, and other than things like that, not just making money and like getting rich, how people like in general people think, and like just growing together. And I donated that $100 to eat for Teach for India Foundation, and my whole campaign was called Eat to Teach and things like that. So that experience really like helped me, and that $100 donation was like a different experience for me that I had never donated. And I'm helping someone learn a lot, and it's teaching. Like if you teach a man once, there's like nothing that man cannot do, and things like that. So that's really changed my mind, and that's when I promised myself that until then I had a plan that I would start a business or something like in India, ongoing business wherein the next generation and the next generation can take over. But since then, my whole idea was to make a recurring change in the Indian economy, not to add a business to the Indian economy, make a recurring change in the Indian economy. So that's a big learning in my life that I had got like really in my freshman year. And towards the senior year, like all the projects that we got, like research paper that we used to write, every week we had to write like a 2 or 3 page research paper, and those like just sitting down and telling yourself that yes, Vaibhav, you have to read these 5 research papers, you have to summarize them, you have to answer this question. Just putting you on the clock and being answerable to yourself also is one of the things that experiences that really taught me something at Wheaton.
That's great that you get such opportunities to really explore yourself, not just your
Exactly.
surroundings but yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like to know about the Wheaton Alumni Connect, the career center. How do they help students to get the right opportunity, internships, or how can you work on campus?
So on campus, you have various opportunities to work. You can work in like the library, you can work at the financial center, you can work with the admission staff, and be a tour guide and things like that. My couple of like my friends who are seniors now are tour guides, and I see them every day. I'm still on campus, so I still see them on walking around with like a group of people and things like that. And then you can work in the IT in like IT services, wherein I worked for 4 years, 4 whole years, and it was really amazing. So like just going there, making the time and everything was a different like experience for me, and it really helped me grow and things like that. But other than that, on campus you can earn like up to $1,000 per semester, given like other circumstances like your scholarship and things like that. So that $1,000 really helps you with your like school stuff, and like just sponsoring yourself, and like going on like anything on a trip, or like buying stuff, or like buying a laptop, or anything that helps you grow yourself and things like that. So that $1,000 really does really help. And other than that, career services is really helpful. Like there, I took a class in my junior year which was called mathematician and career, wherein like it was a half credit course, but we had to go through once a week. We sat down. One person from the career services came in, and they told us all about the mathematical careers and resume writing and things like that. And they host like the career services even hosts like resume, CV writing, and like how to apply for jobs, and like workshops across campus. And like in my final year, final semester, I remember there being one like a couple of events every 2 weeks and things like that. So it was very like again, like as I said, as well as the professors, the career services are also there to give it to you. Like if they are there just to give, they're not there to take anything. So that really helped me, and like they really helped me shape my resume very well. I used to write like include a lot of unnecessary things, so those they helped me remove them. And the alumni network is really amazing also, because like if you but in the alumni network you need to know them personally and things like that. Other than that, you have to send them a LinkedIn connection, and there's like a like even if you go to the career services, and if you want to connect with them, they can help you connect with people who are alumni and things like that. So I took a lot of help from Rachel Seth, the first scholar, next genius scholar, and things like that. And like the alumni not only help you in like career building and other things like that, but they also help you in just understanding the culture, and like how they did things the right way and things like that. So like Rachel said, sent me like a person's phone number who can help me get like my driver's license quicker and easier and things like that, just in general. And then he told me where to like get apartments in Boston and things like that. So that alumni network is really strong. And like I sent connections, like even in that next mathematician career class, we used to connect with alumni and just sit down and like talk for an hour or so, a one-on-one, like half an hour, and like just understand how they have built their career path as a data analyst, business analyst, and anything like related to mathematics and things like that. So that really helped me open my mind of what I can do in the future and things like that. So yeah, the alumni network and the career services is great, but you have to take the initiative from your end and approach them and like try to gain. Like there's a lot of opportunities they give out, and you have to be the one to grab it. And they Wheaton also has collaborated with a hiring website called Handshake, wherein like they post like events and everything. You can log in, you can upload your resume, and it's directly connected to Wheaton. They like change your GPA according to it, and everything. Your majors are changed automatically and things like that. So it's really easy for the applicants as well as recruiters to see. And like even like I personally, I declared my major in sophomore year. So like since sophomore year, recruiters knew that Vaibhav Pandey is in the track to become a mathematician or like economist and things like that. So they would send me like I would get like recommendations for internships and things like that. So I would apply for those and things like that. So yeah, it's really strong. But at the end of the day, you have to grab the opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities out there.
Yeah, of course, because until and unless you let them know that you are willing to do it, they won't know that what you are good at and what you want to do. Amazing. Like I am so happy to hear all the answers from you. Like this conversation really, I'm sure the scholars, the students who are going to watch this it is going to be very helpful for them. We are running out of time, and I would have loved to have more conversation, but I will like to end it with one last question, which is like, what are your future plans? What are you currently doing? And one motivational tip to the upcoming batch.
Um, Okay, so currently I am like I messed up my OPT for some reason. Make sure you don't do that. Make sure nobody does that. So basically what I did, I applied 15 days before my DSO. I had to apply within 30 days after my DSO starts my recommendation. So they denied my OPT for the first time. But I like as OPT is a right. If you study 1 year here in college, you have a right according to the US Constitution that you have to get an OPT. So I reapplied and this time I should get it. I will get it. So other than that, I have two job offers currently in my hand, and both are like a business analyst position wherein like say related to sales and marketing, wherein like I would like operate for them and for their clients and things like that, and like reach out to CEOs and managers and talk to them and things like that. So I'm planning to get into like data analysis and business analysis in general, but I have an edge over marketing, but and that's where I see myself 5 years down the line. But if you ask me 10 years down the line, I would see myself sitting at home with my parents with a couple of passive incomes wherein like I don't really have to worry about tomorrow's money, tomorrow's income, and just I can enjoy my time with my family and things like that, because it really hit me when I didn't celebrate my birthday with my mom for the first time. It did really hit me being so far away. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in my life right now. I'm like also going through a lot of like Coursera courseworks, and I'm still trying to build my skills and still trying to learn new things. I'm teaching myself like Premiere Pro right now. I'm also like trying to like do B-rolls, videos, shooting, photography, just my hobbies and things like that. And that's also important to keep that alive. Don't let that die in your college year or in your adulthood. You would really regret it. Like you won't really have anything to look upon to the next day and like be happy about it. And sometimes like for an example, sometimes when I feel sad or low, I just go out and start spray painting. I've got a new habit of like getting cans of spray paints, and I spray paint like portraits on like canvases, 4x4 canvases, and I'm getting good at it, and I really like it, and it lets me be relaxed and things like that. And it's one of the hobbies that I can like really help me. I can like my friends, like when I used to do it like last semester, my friends were like, you should sell it on Etsy or eBay and things like that, on Instagram. So yeah, that's what it is all about, being yourself and adding on to the skills. That's what I'm doing currently. And one motivational thing I would say is stay connected to your parents and talk to them every day. Like get up in the morning, freshen up before breakfast or during breakfast, try to talk to them. It will give you a lot of boost in the whole day. Like just their smiles on the face and like things like that. And try to talk to them at the end of the day and like try to communicate what you did. And you will see a small smile on their face. And those are the two people who will never stop up supporting you. So
Correct.
they can be your back support all the time. So talk to them, be open to them, and yeah, that would be your biggest motivation. And other than that, just success should be your motivation and being better. And since you are an exchange scholar, you have that in you. And Neeraj sir knows that. Everybody who gave you that scholarship and the people who gave you that scholarship know that you have the potential in you. Just be amazing and be yourself. That's what I would say.